child?
Do you have a favorite method of falling asleep?
Is there anything more precious than the gift of sight? Who can explain the mystery of music? We make our own luck.
Can a home ever be truly safe?
Have you checked the back sections of news?
Yes, and welcome everyone to the Trek Time Trek Show. We are here to deliver you the best in change glasses requests, apparently.
I already did.
Oh, you did it? Well, I'll do it as well.
Got you.
That's fine. We're here to deliver you
back.
the best and the brightest in Star Trek news and information. Hello, I'm Captain Idle. I'm joined here by my wonderful co-hosts, one Automaton 2000 and Oscar Award nominee appreciator, Shire Porn. How are you doing, gentlemen? How are you this fine evening?
Every time you say Mike's live, I want to do that scene from What About Bob, where he pretends to have Tourette's. You know, I won't do it now because people are watching, but
Wow.
one of these days I will. How are you, Lifetime Award appreciator,
Yes.
Shy Porn?
Saturn
That's
Award
great.
winner
30
viewer.
seconds in. I appreciate when Otto tries to get us canceled 30 seconds into the broadcast.
Only Twitch.
I'm
can
good.
cancel
I've
that.
actually been doing watching a new movie every day and recording findings on Letterboxd.
Yeah, you've had a little
Seems
list
to be all
together,
the
haven't
rage
you?
Yeah. I'm trying to mix good movies with Madam Web type movies.
So you went and saw Madam Web by choice.
I did in the theater.
In the
I have an
theater.
unlimited card, but it was still in the
Oh, okay,
theater.
right. So you didn't. No money was actually
Yeah.
exchanged for the viewing of this film. Just a kind of subscription
No,
price.
not directly. No,
Yes.
no direct
That's okay.
cash
I
was
feel like
handed
that's
to
probably
Sony.
how much it's worth. And I've not even seen it. But anyway, yes. Otto, how are you this week? I believe we spoke
alright.
only yesterday, but that's fine. I have to tell for the YouTube viewers out
This
there.
is This is like 4 days in a row that we've been on calls, so I'm getting a little sick of you, I'll be honest.
That's fine.
But very excited to announce, which we've already been announcing here and there. Very soon we'll be releasing our Twilight Zone series. We've been going through the best of those and having a lot of fun.
It's been really good.
Red alarm.
Steve
Red
66,
alarm.
66
Red
76
alarm.
Bell. Thank you for following. Couldn't read numbers there for a minute. Carry on.
So that's what I've been up to. What about you, Idol?
Me?
We never hear from you on this show.
No, I mean, I've not been up to much. I've just been, editing Twilight Zone episodes. Actually, to be fair, on that note, I have this is actually my first time watching Twilight Zone in any format, apart from I think maybe the Bruce Willis episode of the 1980s version. So, which was I thought was
Cream of the crop.
yeah, but I've never watched the classic, the 1960 one. And do you know what? I am so delighted. Like, it is such a good show. And like we're going to talk about this in a video we're going to do coming up, but we're going to talk a bit about Rod Serling, the creator of the Twilight Zone, and that guy's a legend. He's the guy that Gene Roddenberry wishes he could be. Like it's kind of awesome. So I kind of got a new appreciation there. So yeah, we're going to have some Twilight Zone videos coming out. I'm really really excited to kind of do something that's a little bit, not that we're sick of Trek. No. But yeah, we'll do something that's non-Trek for a bit. Shai, you ever watched? You're a Twilight Zone aficionado.
Did I ever watch Twilight Zone? Yes, absolutely. I
Could've
completely
asked.
grew up on Twilight Zone. I think I'm going to be in on the All the Time of the World episode coming up.
The world is not
Because that's-
enough. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird the
it's
garbage
a Bond.
was in it
It's
as
a
well.
Bond. It's the episode that the Bond movie was based on.
That's right.
Exactly.
Oh wow. Okay. There's a mad Scottish person with a bullet in his brain, so he can't feel pain. Is that how it goes? Okay.
Well,
Anyway.
spoiler.
Sorry.
Spoilers.
Anyway, on with the Trek. We got a lot to cover this week, including Discovery Season 5. It is among us very soon. We also got talking about the Saturn Awards, which recently have been aired. Strange New Worlds news, Picard movie news, Section 31, and as always, every time we do this, Star Trek 4. Watch. So, on April the 4th, we have an air date for the final season of Discovery. Discovery Season 5 will be airing on April the 4th, and we've had some new trailers coming out, as well as a complete listing of Auto's giving me that frown because he realizes I've actually skipped over something in the show chat, but we'll come back to that very soon because I completely forgot about it. But anyway, April 4th, it's coming out. This is the last season of Discovery with a full epilogue and everything after it got cancelled late in... it was in 2022 it got told it was going to be the last season, so it's been a while. And there's been new trailers, new synopsis out, as well as synopsis for the first episode. So if you want to be a little bit spoiler immune, headphones off, give me a few minutes, but I'm going to explain it. So I know Stars would be walking out the room right now. Go on.
So 30 seconds in, I try to get us canceled. 3 minutes in, Idle's telling people to turn us off, and surely they'll remember to tune back in later. So this is great. We've got everyone hooked.
Absolutely. This is how you run a show. You tell everyone... No, but this is the Cartman strategy in that South Park episode where he says no one can come into the amusement park, and then everyone wants to. So that's my thinking, right? Venomous says...
You're
probably
really setting up that velvet rope here around Trek Dogs.
Venomous says probably a 6-episode season. It's a 10-episode season, but yeah, following the trend of modern TV that it is only 10 episodes, which is, it is what it is. But anyway, synopsis. The 5th and final season will find Captain Burnham and the crew of the USS Discovery uncovering a mystery that will send them on an epic adventure across the galaxy to find an ancient power whose very existence has been deliberately hidden for centuries. But there are others on the hunt as well, dangerous foes who are desperate to claim the prize for themselves and will stop nothing to get it. Guys... how are you feeling about this upcoming season? I know, Otto, you're not the biggest Discovery fan in the world, but Shy, I believe you're appreciative of it. So it'd be interesting to hear your viewpoints on what you're expecting for the upcoming season.
I'm moderately surprised the phrase "threaten the Federation" didn't make it into that synopsis.
So, you know,
so I'm already more excited for this season than previous ones. But go ahead, Shy.
Yeah, I think we've heard inklings of this storyline before, and I think I said at that point that I would love sort of a Jackie Chan Adventures, Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Chase style
kind of
adventure across the episode. Yeah, it very much is, right? This is not a new story concept to even Star Trek, right? Looking for the MacGuffin, the artifact, the
well, let me give you the preview of the first episode, the Red Directive, which is they're actually going to be airing the Red Directive and Under the Twin Moons, a double episode on April the 4th. So 2 episodes are going to come out straight away, which I think is great because I love watching more than less. But the official synopsis for the first episode is Captain Burnham and the Discovery are sent to retrieve a mysterious 800-year-old Romulan vessel. Until the artifact hidden inside is stolen, leading to an epic chase. Meanwhile, Saru is offered a position of a lifetime until his efforts to help pull her into a tangled web of secrecy. The one thing that gets me there, and we've seen screenshots of it in the trailer, is the 800-year-old Romulan vessel that looks very much like the same vessel from The Defector, the same type of Romulan scout ship. So interestingly, there is a lot of pull from past Star Trek there.
Are we going to see Robin Curtis?
Toxutep.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go, Captain's Holiday. We'll tie in everything we can.
Yes. Just wonder what you think about this. This upcoming season with that known. Like, what's going to happen? Because Tilly's coming back in main cast after being away for sort of half of season 4, taking the position away from position in Starfleet Academy, which is an upcoming series that we'll talk about in a bit. But what do you think where would you like to see this cast? Bearing in mind we know it's ending. Bearing in mind we know that. The epilogue had to be filmed after the announcement of the cancellation. This was a case of this isn't a complete closed season. They had to kind of go, oh, whoops, let's ignore that cliffhanger and then let's just finish the show. But what are you guys expecting for this season? How do you feel that things are going to develop for Discovery Season 5?
I think it's a no shits given time. So they'll get to just go crazy and have as much fun as they possibly want. I mean, 5 seasons of any streaming show these days is very respectable. So I imagine they had already reached that. Like, they got much bigger and more epic in season 4, which I very much enjoyed. So from the comments from Sinequa Martin Green and other people from the cast, it seems like they're going in sort of more fun, adventurous, raucous direction this season. So I'm looking forward to that.
Idle, I think one of your favorite moments, right, is when Burnham's tripping and what is it, season 3?
That's season 3.
Beginning of season 4, where she's tripping and damn. So you know, If people are a little fatigued of saving the universe type stuff, maybe a little more mystery fun might be a little more
Yeah.
fun than mystery seriousness. So
Yeah, it'll be good for them to sort of loosen off after the sort of, the last. I mean, to be fair, all 4 seasons of Discovery have been pretty intense and serious. They've been dealing with sort of it is the common trope. Yeah, they have been dealing with galaxy-threatening threats. Season 3 less so. Season 4 definitely, but with a better payoff. So it'd be nice for them to kind of do something. I mean, we're all sick of it, and it's not just Star Trek, but it is like general media superhero films. Every superhero film, something's gonna destroy the world, and only one person can stop it. And we've seen it once. You've seen it 100 times. It gets tiresome. Yeah. But having some of our favorite films are the ones where it's just literally a small scale. It's like James Bond films as well. The James Bond films where it's a bit of a smaller scale thing. It's just being a background hero trying to stop the Soviet spies or something like that is much more endearing than generic, everyone's in trouble, but you don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Wrath of Khan works so well, right? Because you came right off the motion picture where it was this world-destroying... Now, granted, there was a world-destroying device in the Wrath of Khan as well, but it was really more of a battle between Kirk and Khan.
It was a world-transforming device.
That's right. Why, you green-blooded inhuman! But I just hope the whole season isn't, like, half the season isn't just spin-off detail. Where they're setting up Starfleet Academy, where they're setting up Section 31 as a show. But granted, they did that in season 2, and it worked great. Right? All the Pike stuff and Spock stuff is now legendary. Strange New Worlds is excellent, and it worked really well in season 2. So maybe they can do that and integrate it into the story well.
I think I would mind that less if some of the disco casts are going to be there, either cameos or references or whatever. And that might make it seem a little bit more organic. But I am kind of looking for that near end of season break where they refilm some stuff. How organic is it going to feel? Or is it going to feel kind of like season 3 of Picard, where we have 8 episodes of a season and then they just flip the script and they're on to, all right, this is where we rewrote it. So I hope they can make that also feel a little bit more natural, but we'll see.
So there has been talk of crossovers. Speaking of that, so the rumor is currently that Tilly will be going on to Starfleet Academy, hence her role, and that it hasn't actually. I don't think it's ever been confirmed that Starfleet Academy is in the 32nd century. I think that's kind of been assumed from the flavor text, but I don't think anyone's come out and said yes, it is. However, Sonequa Martin Green was interviewed recently, and she talked about crossovers, and she said, "We get the question about crossover opportunities all the time. I can speak for all of us, I think, when I say that we would all do it. It would be so much fun. I think it'd be a great thing to cross over in whatever way. I don't think anyone would say no." Begs me the question, if you were to see any of the Disco cast in anything else currently airing, obviously Starfleet Academy makes the most sense, but could you see any of them going back to Strange New Worlds, or maybe if Star Trek Legacy becomes a thing, Lower Decks maybe?
Strange New Worlds has proven they can do whatever, and that they will do whatever they want. But I hope that doesn't make them the sort of dumping ground of, hey, there's something wacky, let's have Strange New Worlds do it. Because when they do serious, they also do it really damn good. So, I mean, you have to have some kind of mix. And the crossover stuff last season was superb. But, when you're limited to the number of episodes you can do, mix it around, share the love, have Lower Decks get in on some of that. And, if you have a new series, there'll be a feeling out process there too. But yeah, that's funny. Like, of course, we're all up for it. Like, how many Paramount projects have you turned down, Shy?
Oh, so many.
Yeah, it's the typical actor refusing work.
In my mind, right. Yeah, I mean, Stranger Worlds is the obvious outlet for that, right? Because of the Burnham-Spock connection. And that's where Stranger Worlds got its start on Discovery, so it would make sense to go back to that. I could see them doing sort of a Lower Decks style crossover, but just maybe with a Guardian of Time, or who knows? You never know. Yeah. They could easily revisit each other.
I think if
or Guardian of Forever.
For some people, they complain about the writing and the storylines. Fine enough, fair enough. Everyone's got opinions, but I think a lot of the actors, most people generally agree that all of the actors on the show are pretty superb. Like, it would be a shame if we never saw Doug Jones as Saru in anything else. Like, suddenly, like season 5 of like Saru's gone. Maybe he'd be cameo in the Starfleet Academy show or something else. But
that's an iconic character. That character design is so superb, and Doug Jones is so excellent.
I just want to see like a silhouette of someone with his hands hanging behind him, walking in the background of some shot. They don't even need to mention him. It's just going to be there. He is.
Is that Saru? Or is that another Kelpian?
Well, see,
none
that's
of the other
thing.
Kelpians hit.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen other They don't do the Doug Jones special. So,
wow. Also talking about the show in general, Sonika Martin Green also says, even though the stakes are as high as it could possibly be, because there's a big thing, there's a big thing in season 5, they say. There's also a great sense of adventure and fun that we're really adamant about injecting into the show. So it's a bit of a tonal shift that I think people will enjoy. So it's definitely sounding more like they are going for more the cool adventure moment, but they're going to keep these big serialized. Sounds like it's going to be a big twist or a big like, oh my god, like, you're going to do the Leo meme pointing at the screen going, is that a really obscure character in Voyager season 5 that you only saw in about 2 scenes but has a card in Star Trek timelines for some reason with the wrong traits. Anyway, different question. They also say that they're going to see some familiar faces outside of the crew, which of course, as soon as she said that, everyone went, Lorca's coming back. Like, how could you put Jason Isaacs in Discovery season 5?
Actually, what I wouldn't hate for a fan service, I think, because when you're talking these crossovers, particularly Strange New Worlds, there's always going to be some kind of time travel involved. Like, that's the gimmick. And sometimes you can do it in a way where it doesn't draw attention to itself. It's just like the vehicle to get the show moving. But if they're going to do that, just go full fan service. Have like Pike fall out of the Guardian of Tomorrow, and then have Lorca show up, and have Carol Freeman. Just have everyone friggin' show up, do an event, do an Avengers story. Have them all Infinity Gauntlet, whatever the hell you want to do. Just have them like all in one screen, and that would be awesome. Have one on a hoverboard, and
Look, maybe there's someone on the writing staff that just loved all the holodeck episodes in TNG. And they're just going to have a, balls to the wall,
so we're going to have Musketeer Riker
episode with every single person they can get that's still around and kicking from the Star Trek universe in this holodeck episode.
So you'd have Moriarty.
I'd be down for that.
You'd have Wesley Crusher in his little blue leotard. You'd have, what other holodeck episodes are there? Leonardo
you have
da
the whole
Vinci.
show. You have every show that's going on right now in
Cyrus
this
Redblock.
episode. Yes.
Dude, Patrick Stewart would like do a voiceover if he could, because he's still doing in everything he can. So,
like a Super Bowl commercial.
Yes.
Yeah, throwing a cartoon over a mountain. That's right.
That's the one thing I kind of love about Patrick Stewart is you have all his serious roles. You have Picard, you have Xavier, and you have his his major acting things. And then occasionally he does dumb shit like that in American Dad, where he turns around and is like, "No, Stan, some of us weren't watching Star Trek. We were out getting laid." He's just done. That's kind of what I appreciate. He has that sort of breadth to go like, "I'm going to do what I want. I don't care. I'm Picard. Damn it."
He's had a damn good life. Patrick Stewart.
What a damn good life he's had. He really has. Well, he did get appreciated a little bit, and we will talk about that soon. How about we pivot?
You just had a segue, dude.
We did just have a segue, but I've got to go back. We've got to go back to the beginning of our show notes, which I skipped mercilessly over Auto telling me not 5 minutes ago saying we're going to do this at the top of the show, and then I forgot. But hey, talk to me. Right, we did a little thing yesterday, didn't we, Auto? Talk to me about Star Trek Legends. What is it? Where can people find it?
You've thrown the segue to me. It was a former Apple Arcade game, which you have to pay a subscription for Apple Arcade. It has come to Steam for $20. It's basically a mobile game in the vein of Timelines. It's kind of like a Raid Shadow Legends with Star Trek skin. So yeah, we did a video of it. You can find it on our channel. The video we did, I was moderately impressed. I think there was a good amount of polish on there, and we didn't really come across any bugs. On the technical side of things, there was some animation repetition that was a little bit... but other than that, we had a good time. So that launched, yesterday? And in the meantime, I think they hit their peak player base somewhere in the 40s on Steam, which is not an auspicious launch.
So, yeah.
But there's been a lot of bugs, a lot of issues that have come up. And I found out also that there's
Wait, 40,000 or like 40?
No,
40.
40. Peaked at 52.
Oh, no.
52 players
Peaked at 52,
on Steam
right.
played it simultaneously, which for a launch game
but
is...
yeah, this Tilting Point, who runs Timelines, also runs this. So you'll probably see a lot of crossover if you play one or the other. But yeah, there's also an infinite money glitch, which some players are aware of. So I find that launching a game while that exists that has any kind of PvP elements is not acceptable. So
yes,
I did hold off on buying it.
Yeah.
It looks like a game I would buy if everything was up and running, but I would not. I would not approach it at this point in time until they can iron some things out.
So there is a single player component that can be done. The online capacity is not a game you can play offline, sadly, but the online capacity is there is PvP. There are fleets and things like that. But as terms of the single player capacity, you can play all through that without experiencing any kind of glitch or stuff like that. If you want to play it honestly, you can do that. But if you're getting into the PvP side of it and wanting to rank, because there is a ranking system where you can earn rewards from getting like in the top, similar to any kind of mobile game, you get in the top 1,500 and you get this I say top 1,500 optimistically with the 52 players, the top 40 optimistically, and bearing in mind that there are exploits out there where people can get infinite everything they want. But if you just want it for the single player thing, it is an okay kind of little tactical game. Twitch with Jay says, shout out to the best fleet in Legends, the Avengers. There you go. I think I'm in that fleet. But yeah, you can play it. It is, but it like, because I think we were doing the demo yesterday, and again, you can find the demo on our channel of us looking through that. I think Auto, you said to me, going, okay, show me some of the other gameplay systems, and I went, there aren't any. This is it. It's literally 4v4 tactical shooting with some of your favorite casts. So that has come out. It is out there if you want to look into it. It is currently, as of recording, 21st of February. It's currently on sale for the next 5 or 6 days at 25% discount if you want to look at it like that. However, be warned, it is a little bit buggy. There is no windowed mode. It is Steam only, and you can't play it offline. So be aware of that. So yeah, another.
Okay.
Go on.
You nerds need to do an elevator pitch to me. I've never played this game.
Okay.
Is this a card fighting game? Is this what is it?
Are you aware of Final Fantasy?
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay, so it's
like
kind of like that. You select a squad of 3, 4, or 5 of your favorite cards, Worf and McCoy and stuff, and they have abilities to attack or to boost your guys. And it's basically 4-on-4, and it's turn-based kind of. So,
yeah.
And they have
turn-based card fighting game. Okay.
Story mode, and they do have shuttles basically from timelines in there as well. So
Khan is in it. You can have Khan from the Wrath of Khan if you wish to field him on your team. He has a legendary card. To be fair, the art style is fun. I like what they've done. It's very stylized, and the roster is deep. So there's a lot.
Tolian Soren looks like Sting, basically.
He does.
So
he really does.
That's a plus.
It is a limited game. I feel like it's the kind of thing you'd play for about a couple of weeks and kind of go, I've seen everything I've got here, and do I really want to play this when I could be playing Baldur's Gate 3 or, better games? So it depends on how much you love Star Trek. I mean, me and Stars have always kind of had this pact that we will buy Star Trek games just to promote the fact that we want more Star Trek games, but it's kind of like, I want good Star Trek games. Star Trek Resurgence was a good Star Trek game that came out, same as Star Trek Infinity, but this doesn't really sit in those realms. It feels like it's a mobile game that they're pretending is not a free to... they're pretending it's a premium game.
They ported it to Steam Port. Like it's functional on Steam, but there's no PC customization or anything like that. You have to play full screen, and so...
Yeah. It's very bare bones. Look at our demo. Have a check on our demo if you want to see what it's like. Make your own decision. But yeah, there is a big exploit, which I don't think they're going to be able to fix, so I won't go into details, but yeah, there is that. Anyway, more positive news. Let's have some happy
Why
news.
aren't you going to details? As a viewer watching this, I'd be like,
promote
tell us what the exploit is. All right, fine.
I don't want to tell people how to do it.
Up, down, down, left, right.
Exactly, A-B star, IDDQD, and yeah.
Yeah.
You play these
the
notes on the
time code
piano,
right here in
and
the video.
the book to Mist opens, and then you can see both the brothers on Mist, and you decide red or... Yeah,
The way.
anyway.
How many nerds out there have watched like a tutorial of some game, like how to get the secret item, whatever, and they pause the YouTube video and then they do a few steps on their console, and then they hit play and they watch, and then they pause and try to. How many people have done that out there? So,
I'm doing that right now. I've been playing Don't Starve together. I do that constantly. I'm like, I can craft this like that.
yeah.
I was playing. I've recently started playing Ocarina of Time because I haven't played it since I was a kid, since
Oh.
N64. So I'm like, got it on my Steam Deck and I'm started playing through it, and I was like really stuck, and I was like, well, I can't remember what I did here. So I went and looked at a review, a walkthrough. So I was following this walkthrough, and I was a bit like, oh no, I need to stop following the walkthrough because now I'm just playing what they want me to play instead of working out myself. So I had to sort of like go, right, close that. I've done the bit I wanted to do, and yeah. Okay, so good news. Don't need to talk about this much. Strange New Worlds Season 3 is continuing filming. Production has resumed. Everything's going okay. Christina Chong's dog Runa is on set. Everything is right in the world. We should be getting Season 3 probably in 2025, I reckon.
If only you weren't married, Idol. All the stars would be aligning, you know?
Don't stop it. Anyway. In a parallel universe. Yes, so the Saturn Awards happened in the last couple of weeks. The big science fiction and genre award show that basically caters to fans such as ourselves and gives them awards accordingly. Star Trek did very well at said awards, winning 5 awards, including 4 for
Best
awards.
lead in a musical.
Yeah, best lead in... No. Yes, that would be... what's his name?
They didn't snub Shy, did they?
Who played Hemmer? Hemmer got it over Shy.
That's fine.
Yeah. What was I going to say? No, Picard, Star Trek Picard won 4 awards, and Strange New Worlds won 1 award. I have some reservations about these awards. What? Go on.
Yeah, no, so do I. Please continue.
No, okay, right. So, Star Trek Picard won Best Science Fiction Television Series over such things as Strange New Worlds and The Expanse and some other great ones. They all Patrick Stewart won Best. Go on.
Was The Last of Us nominated?
Let me check. Let me have a look at the Saturn Award nominations. Sorry, I wrote the results, but I didn't win the nominations. So,
Okay. I'm just curious.
It beat Strange New Worlds, Andor, Foundation, The Mandalorian, and Silo.
It beat Andor, which is remarkable.
Yeah,
because Andor was incredible.
Oh, it beat Andor too. Mm-hmm. But The Last of Us wasn't even nominated? I don't know about that.
I don't see it on the list.
Not sure, but yeah, no, that's right. So Star Trek, it beat Foundation. Foundation was excellent this year as well, and it beat The Mandalorian, which is.
But it had such a rough. Foundation had such a rough first season.
First season was okay, but second season was excellent.
Yeah.
But it beat out all those other entries to win Best Science Fiction Television Series for 2023. I believe it would be that year. Patrick Stewart won Best Actor. He beat out Tyler Hoechlin from
Pedro Pascal.
Yes, he beat Diego Luna and Andor. He beat Anson Mount, but he did beat as well Pedro Pascal from The Last of Us. So yeah, Last of Us did get a nomination there. So it depends how you feel about that. I have some reservations. I didn't think Patrick Stewart was the best thing about Picard Season 3. I believe, like, we've had this opinion before about his portrayal of Picard. These last 3 seasons has been, up and down. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear the legitimate acter's opinion first, and then I'll.
There's always a danger. There's always a danger of these being like lifetime achievement awards, like like Pacino winning for Son of a Woman, or
Hooah.
Hooah. Yeah. That said, Patrick Stewart had some really nice acting moments with Jack on that show, and with Beverly, with Gates McFadden. There were some, and with Ro Laren as well. There were some really nice, touching moments in there. We might feel like it wasn't deserved because Patrick Stewart doesn't have his full vocal power and presence that he did at his right. Like we think fondly back on Picard and Patrick Stewart's full stentorian resonant voice, and now he's a different kind of actor.
It's a life data.
Shut off that damn noise.
Because That's the one word I do when I try to imitate. Pictos.
It's alive.
But yeah, he's just grown. He's evolved as an actor, and it's different. Like now we're in the Logan stage of Patrick Stewart's career, right? Where like in Logan, where his Professor X was very frail and kind of vulnerable. So he's willing to go there, and I respect that. Yeah, a lot of those, and as you read off that category of actors, Pedro Pascal is great in The Last of Us, but I'm actually not sure anyone amongst those nominees was in fact better than Patrick Stewart. So
interesting. Yeah, I mean, Andor was excellent. I didn't think Diego Luna was excelled in it. I believe the stuff around Diego Luna was very good in Andor.
Yeah,
the whole series was excellent. But Anson Mount is a questionable one for me because I feel like Anson Mount was excellent in Stranger Worlds.
But he's barely in the first half of that season,
right?
Because of his kid. Yeah.
Anyone will go out for bat for Harold Perrineau from? No, okay.
All right. So first of all, they should not have won best sci-fi show. No. And granted, I only saw 2 of them on the list because I only watched Star Trek. But Strange New Worlds was so much better than Picard. I watched Picard season 3 once, and I liked it. And I'm like, okay, this hits the nostalgia spot. And there were a lot of issues, but I'm like, whatever. I'm going to enjoy it because they're probably done after this. And then I gave it a few months, and I came back like a month ago, and I watched it again. I'm like, this season is a train wreck from so many different points of view and perspective. Like the story is a complete mess. They swap villains just for the hell of it. And it's the acting actually was probably one of the better parts of it, but like the pacing, the story was just a complete mess. And if you're a Star Trek fan, you can overlook most of that because this is like their last hurrah. And TNG was awesome, and there are certainly some awesome parts of the season. But if you want to put it up against stuff like Under the Cloak of War and Those Old Scientists, and it's like I would take some of those single episodes over Picard's whole season in terms of what it did for the franchise, tightness of story and great acting and stuff. So it definitely should not have won. But again, that might be a lifetime achievement, I think, if this is going to be their last hurrah.
I mean, TNG Cast did win the Lifetime Achievement Award, so they have that in the bank. Like that was they which that's deserved, and all the cast are there. Will Wheaton turned up to with everyone else, and Patrick Stewart, Jonathan Frakes, everyone was there to. No, Denise Crosby, sadly, but they were there to receive the award. So that was nice. I feel that's deserving because. That makes a lot of sense. Just a couple of other other wins. Best Supporting Actor, Jonathan Frakes, which again I feel that's probably okay. I feel like maybe Ed Spielers or maybe Amanda Plummer might have been a little better. Oh no, sorry, she's an actress. Sorry, different one. Different award. But Jerry Ryan did win Best Supporting Actress, which that's fine. I feel she
Best
also
Supporting Changeling does go to Amanda Plummer. That's right.
So. Would anyone I don't know if you know this or have read the show notes, if you know what the Strange New Worlds win was. Do you know what it is?
Music?
So you don't know. Auto, do you know what it is?
I don't.
Oh, is it
Don't tell me if you do.
Threshold from
No. So Strange New Worlds won Best Guest Star. The best guest star, let me find the Where is it?
Was it Quaid?
It was not Quaid, no. So the other people in this best guest star category were Catherine Zeta-Jones on Wednesday, Andy Serkis on Andor, Amanda Plummer on Star Trek Picard, Nick Offerman on The Last of Us, Giancarlo Esposito from The Mandalorian, and Gail Garcia Bernal on Werewolf by Night. Do you want to know who beat them all out from Strange New Worlds?
Oh, I think I know now.
This is fucking shameful. Wait, what?
You don't even know who it is. Paul Wesley for his portrayal as Captain Kirk.
For fuck's sake! This is ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
That is
Nick
quite
Offerman's
ridiculous.
Episode of The Last of Us is so good.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Andy Serkis in Andor was like, it was like, oh no, they got Andy Serkis as stunt casting, but actually, no, that was amazing. His character was brilliant. Yeah. Giancarlo Esposito.
That's actually a murderer's row. That's a murderer's row of acting
Catherine
performances.
Zeta-Jones. I watched Wednesday. I enjoyed that series, and
Yeah.
she was good as Thingy Adams, Morticia Adams.
So how is Gail Garcia Bernal a guest star in Werewolf by Night?
Everyone's a guest star.
I'm about to ban award show news from the Star Trek show because I don't want to hear any more of this nonsense.
So yeah, Paul Wesley won that for his many appearances on Star Trek. And my favorite memes is that episode, that image of a Star Trek book that looks like the classic Star Trek books you'd buy back in the 90s, with the picture of Strangely Wells, Pike and Kirk on it, and the title is just "Why are you still on my? No, why do you keep turning up on my ship?"
That's great. That's so good.
By the way,
yeah, he was certainly not the best in any of the episodes he was in. So I don't know why he would win that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. Which speaking,
he wasn't even the best guest star on his own show, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Paul Wesley is returning for Star Trek Strange New Worlds season
Thank God.
3. He will be back on Strange New Worlds season 3. He hasn't said whether he very coyly said, I'll quote it because otherwise I'll get told off for not being there. Are you recurring again for season 3? Yes. More or less episodes than season 2? I'm not allowed to quite say. So that's obviously...
You're recurring again? Yes, like a rash. That's what he should have said.
You're turning up.
Look, I don't hate him, but if you have 10 episodes in the season, I don't need 4 of them with Kirk, and I don't need him taking like two or three of those episodes. He had 40% of the dialogue with another lead having another 40%. So it's like
the La'an one made sense because they travel to an alternate reality, so that was kind of okay. That was like, okay, this is a fun way to get him involved. Obviously, Anson Mount was having a child at the time, but yeah, when he then turned up again and again. I think it was the Uhura episode he turned up in, and then on the musical one, and it's a bit like you're seeding things in there for like this TOS relaunch, aren't you? Like you're doing it very overtly, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, especially with spoilers, Scotty turning up at the end of Strange New Worlds season 2. I half wonder if season 3 you're gonna have, hey, look at this Chekhov, it is my small boy Chekhov, he is here now.
All right, let me ask you, because I would have less of an issue if there were elements of Strange New Worlds that I don't like or actors I don't like, but I like everything that they're doing. So let me ask you guys, are there actors or characters that you don't like Strange New Worlds that if Paul came in or Kirk came in and took some of that screen time away, you would be happy with?
I don't think so.
No, I want someone to come in and take screen time away from Paul Wesley. Like this, that's time that could have been dedicated to Sam. That could have been dedicated to, I don't know, the Cybok storyline that they teased at the end of season 1 that they just dropped entirely. This is completely unnecessary. This character.
Like this, if anything, there's characters I want to see more of. I want to see more of Una. I want to see a little bit more of Pelia. I want to see where they're going with La'an's storyline. These established characters that we only have 10 episodes with. So let's spend some time with them.
But now they're gonna do a whole thing where they establish a friendship between Scotty and Kirk. Oh, this is the Genesis, right? This is how he gets to know him, and that's why he becomes his engineer. And then they're gonna Genesis.
Genesis
forbidden. They're probably gonna throw McCoy in. It's just terrible.
Yeah, we'll see a McCoy. We'll see a Boyce. Definitely.
The thing I don't like is that it poisons me against the next project, because I would probably like a TOS reboot on its own. Like if maybe sprinkle in the last season of Strange New Worlds and then we go into it, I'd probably like it because I really like a lot. I like almost all of modern Trek, like new Trek, and they've done well with a lot of stuff. But the fact that they push it into a series that I already like, that's already running, kind of poisons me against it. And I wish they wouldn't do it so I could enjoy it all in its own sort of setting.
I feel like there is, there's a bit of unexplored area between, before the start of the second pilot, before where no one's gone before, because you've established that Kirk and Spock are really good friends. So there's probably like 6 months there they could explore in terms of like a finale for Strange New Worlds. Sorry, Shai, you go on.
No. All this said, like, this is all just fan speculation on our part.
Absolutely.
They've knocked it out of the ballpark for 2 seasons, Strange New World. So it's like, let's just sit back and trust them that they know what they're doing. They clearly love this franchise. They clearly
And season 1 and season 2 were filmed back to back, so they didn't know the kind of reception. They kind of already planned to put Kirk in that to that extent. They'd planned a musical before anyone had even seen season 1. Like, that's bold. So season 3 has had the time of then being able to sit back, look at the fan reactions, especially during the writer's strike, being able to sort, and the SAG-AFTRA strike as well, and being able to sort of sit back and sort of take a bit of time to say, like, hey, where are we going with this? So I'm kind of hoping that, like, season 3, although we will have some Kirk, I want to see more Pike. I want to see more of these casts that I actually really love. I love Ortegas. I love Lahan. I love Mbenga as well. Like, and Chapel. We've got all this great cast that we don't know how much longer we're going to see them for. Like, are we going to get a season 4? Are we going to get season 5? Like, I really hope we are. But with the state of Paramount being, deciding it wants to be a partner with Peacock or a partner with Max, or just sell everything up and just run away with all the money, who knows? We want to spend this time wisely. Yeah,
we need to see more of, like, Ortegas's racism developing, like, spacism developing.
Spacism. I like that.
Yeah, that's a line from Khan the musical.
Is it? Oh, where can we see that?
It's gonna be a while.
You joke, but I actually would like to see that, because what did we reviewed one of those episodes? Was it Ad Astra Prospera? I think Idle, you said, like, it introduces a tinge of bigotry to the Federation. Like, bro, they've always been, like, space bigots, and that's what makes compelling storylines. Is you have to, like, examine that.
Gene said we weren't allowed before to be space bigots, so we never considered it. But actually, maybe we were all along. Dominion, they were just misunderstood.
So I think we made this joke before, Shai, but I don't know if you were with us. Jess Bush as Loxana Troy, yes or no?
Oh.
I mean, Jess Bush as anything, right? But yeah, that's the natural evolution. That's why I was so mad that they didn't get James Frain to do the Romulan commander in the season finale of the first season. Like, that was an obvious miss on their part.
Can I comment as well? Like, it still surprises me to this day, like, that Major Roddenberry. We watched Chapel, and then we watched Loxana Troy. You see Chapel in The Undiscovered Country or The Final Frontier, and then you see her in as Loxana Troy, not that many years apart, and it's just, she is so good, because she is a completely different person. That is, obviously I'm thinking, it's acting, that's acting, but it's, it's just refreshing to go from, like, number 1 to Chapel to then Loxana Troy, who was possibly one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, even her difference between number 1 and Chapel was very distinct. And one of the best scenes in TNG is when, like, Loxana Troy is talking to herself on the computer panel, because she's the voice of the computer, and you don't ever think, unless it never occurs to you that it's a meta moment where she's just acting with herself.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of the Roddenberrys, go ahead and check out our exploration of the Roddenberry archives, recreation of all the different bridges on our channel. That was a lot of fun.
And if you haven't gone to it yet, go to, I'm going to put it in chat now, roddenberry.x.io, and hit Enable Navigation. You can explore every bridge, every Enterprise bridge in full 3D. You don't need a supercomputer. It's all streamed. You need a fairly decent internet connection. But go look at it. It's awesome. We've done 4 parts now, looking at all the different bridges, tiering them and rating them accordingly. So it was a lot of fun. And the last one, we were nerds.
Now, did they just basically buy a license to the independent bridge recreation project that was going on out there?
You mean the Stage 9 one? The one that got shut down?
Yeah.
What happened there was they obviously got shut down, cease and desist from CBS, but the company, I believe it was Messy Desk. No, it wasn't Messy Desk. Sorry, another company said, hey, we're working on this Orville recreation project. Come and do this with us. So they took up a load of the artists, did that, and then a lot of them got hired by Otoy, who are working with the Roddenberry Archive, the Roddenberry Foundation, with all the original Matt Jeffries sketches and everything to recreate all these bridges. So they are shared people from the old Stage 9 project that are working from there. So there is a lineage of definitely good artists. But we must have spent about like 6 to 8 hours going through all these bridges, really, haven't we? Like, it's the detailing is astonishing. It's well worth a look if you can. Like, go and check that out, because I believe it is still up. You can still go to it. It doesn't stay up indefinitely because they have to pay server costs to stream it to you, but check it out while it's up. It will be coming back. They've got plans. The recent update, they did the DS9 Promenade, and that was quite something as well. Like, you can go into Quarks, you can spin the Darbo wheel, you can go up to the upper levels, you can go look in Odo's office and things like that. It's Quark, Cisco, I'm retiring again.
I quit.
The bunting on the promenade is not quite acceptable. I quit. Yeah, go check that out. Okay.
Anyway, where were we? Paul Wesley sucks. Oh, that's right.
He
No,
doesn't.
he's
suck.
fine.
He's
Yes, I know. He is fine.
We just don't want him yet. We want him later. We want him on Strange New Worlds season 7 coming in at the end and go, my new ship. And that's about it. Okay, speaking of other Star Trek productions. Go on.
God.
Nice chair.
I don't want to get canceled.
You want Pike there in the electronic wheelchair, and
Yes,
Wesley comes
and then
in
he just
with
pushes
a
him
measuring.
off the bridge, and he takes
He
over
just starts
the command.
measuring.
Out of here, loser. Beep, 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 beep.
Terrible.
Exactly.
Okay, Quarks is fun. Section 31. Okay, I'm going to admit, I believe it's happening. They are now filming it, and there has been some more cast announced. Stars and Auto, tell me if you recognise any of these names, because I don't.
How about Shine Auto?
How about either way? Omari Hardwick from Power, Casey Roll from Hannibal, Emmy winner Sam Richardson from Ted Lasso, Sven Roigrok from One Piece, Robert Hazinski from Pacific Rim, Humberly Gonzalez from Ginny and Georgia, and James Hiroyuki Liao from Barry. I don't know who they are, but they have been cast in Section 31, the upcoming TV movie for Paramount Plus. Anyone know those names?
The real question is, I knew some of them. I knew the guy from Ted Lasso and
Sam
a couple of the other people.
Mm.
Yeah. But how many projects will come out with Michelle Yeoh in them between from when they first talked about the series and when it actually comes out?
Yeah.
Will it be a dozen or more?
Because they announced this in Discovery, was it season 3? Or was it before that? No, it was before that. It was the end of season 2. They announced that she was going to do this. Around the same time they announced Strange New Worlds. So we've had 2 seasons of Discovery. We've had 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds. So let's count that's 4. We've had 3 seasons of Lower Decks.
Meanwhile,
season of Prodigy.
Yeah, she's done Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
The Witcher, like the Brother's Son.
She's in something
like
I saw a trailer for.
Gunpowder Milkshake, Death in Venice. She's done like a dozen projects, and she's still up for this movie,
which is good.
So I don't know what Paramount's doing.
It's silly. You've got literally an A-list actor who's turning around going, I will do Star Trek for however long you want me to. I've won an Oscar. I love this character. Let me play this. And they're just like, maybe we'll do a TV movie. Like, maybe it won't be a series anymore. And you're like, you're an idiot. Literally the most high-profile actor you've got in Star Trek. Like, can you get any bigger? Right. Any bigger than Michelle Yeoh?
She's one of the biggest stars in the world right now. She's just coming off. She's the reigning Oscar holder right now.
Yeah. It is silly. But yeah, they have...
And you know what movie I just saw this week? Madam Web. Look!
Was Michelle Yeoh in that?
That movie gets made, but we can't get a freaking Michelle Yeoh movie made? Ridiculous.
Oh, dear. Yeah, no, she is prolific.
Go
on.
If they stuck Michelle and Daniel Day Kim in a room for 2 hours and put the camera on them, anything they want to do, I'd watch for 2 hours. So, but if
that should be the Section 31 show.
If the Half-Life and Duke Nukem series have taught me anything, is that this is not going to be worth the wait.
Wait, there's a Duke Nukem series? Oh, you talk about Duke Nukem
franchise?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, whatever. I mean, we'll all watch it, but then either we'll praise it or we'll pan it based on how good it is. But.
She's in the new Wicked film. That's right. That's why I saw her in a preview somewhere. Upcoming is in Wicked.
Yet another thing.
Her upcoming is hilarious because it's Wicked, Ark, the animated series, Section 31, Do Now Donghai, which I assume is a local Chinese production, and Avatar 3, Avatar 4, and Avatar 5. You need all of those. Okay. Do you know what
you're saying? She's in everything, everywhere,
all at once, pretty much.
All at once.
That's a great film. Go watch that film. It's so good.
It's a documentary.
Yes. Okay, you know what time it is, though. You know what time it is. It's Star Trek 4. Watch. It's our ongoing news on Star Trek 4, and that's a very optimistic news going there. But there's a few bits and tidbits to come out, and a little bonus something as well. So, Danai Gurira, who played I forget her name in Black Panther. Go on.
If this movie comes out before the Section 31 movie, like, then what do we do? Because I think then it's evolved beyond meme territory.
We'll have a race. We'll have a
special.
race. Which comes out first, Star Trek 4 or or Section 31?
Or Section 31?
Yeah. I think the money's on Section 31 because it's actually filming, whereas the other one isn't. But anyway, Danai Gurira, who played the chief thingy in Black Panther. What was the name? The Dora Milaje, yeah, the chief Dora Milaje. She was talked about. She had a role in...
Sorry.
Yeah. She had a role in the shelved Chris Hemsworth version of Star Trek 4, but sadly, it didn't pan out. Noah Hawley's shelved Star Trek 4 movie would have contained Kate Blanchett and Rami Malek. Would you believe?
Oh, jeez.
Could you imagine that? Because Kate Blanchett, she's so hot right now. Well, she always has been, but there you are.
What Asian character was Rami Malek going to play?
He's going to play an Egyptian.
I think he's going to
play
play
Sulu.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana has recently come out and says that Paramount still wants to bring back the Kelvin cast one last movie. She's come out and said, well, let me get the quote. What did she say? Hang on, let me pull up the link. She says, I know, I heard what you heard in the trades. I just heard they're gearing up to do a new one with a younger sort of take on it, like it's been off. I don't know if that's from before or the after. I really think they want to grab us veterans and bring us back for one last round. So optimistic. Like she needs work. Come on. She's Gamora. She's an Avatar. Zoe Saldana's like in literally 3
she's fine.
billion.
She's fine. Right, exactly.
Yeah, literally so many billion-dollar films.
One of the big mobile phone phone companies. She does a commercial for them now too. So I don't T-Mobile or something. I don't remember.
T-Mobile, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thought experiment. Would you want to, and could they pull off a one season of television with the cast of the Abrams verse?
Oh, actually, yeah.
First, would you want it? And second, could they do it?
I would want it. I don't know if they could afford to do it, but if someone just went, here's unlimited money, yeah, I'd watch that. I think that would be kind of, as long as they get the Into Darkness right as far away from it and bring Simon Pegg back on the writing staff. Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer that over Paul Wesley TOS reboot. Look, they should just move into the Monster Maroon era with a Star Trek Kelvinverse cast.
I completely agree.
Or they could try to rehabilitate the TMP uniforms.
Just the onesies, yeah. I'd be down for that. I feel like the Kelvinverse itself is like, it's a parallel universe in the Star Trek lore. It's out there. It's canon, and it is literally, they state in Star Trek 09 that this is running parallel to thing. And even in Discovery Season 3, they bring back and said, yes, this is someone that has jumped back from the accident in the Narada in 2387 or whatever it was. But yeah, I would definitely want to explore that universe more, considering like Into Darkness, for as many flaws as it was, showed that Starfleet was leaning a more militaristic way. And and beyond, definitely sort of the Yorktown station and beyond is incredible. I love that station. Like, it's so cool. Yeah. And you get an excuse to bring Shoresh back.
Only if they get Michael Giancano to do the music.
Yes.
Again.
Oh yeah. Well, no, because you can just have
Naomi
what's her
Melamed.
name? Naomi Melamed to do it because she was his protege. So
yeah, but Giacchino is actually quite
very true. Yeah, but if I can just hear that that music is so epic. I love that soundtrack.
Just use the whole 09 soundtrack. Yeah.
09 is an okay film, but that soundtrack is just peak best Star Trek soundtrack for like so much.
Every time you say Monster Maroons, I think of Chris Pine putting on weight, kind of like Christian Bale playing Dick Cheney, so.
You want him to gain weight and then wear a girdle underneath.
And then the fat suit.
Go
right,
full Shatner.
with the girdle.
I'd watch it. Yeah, I'd watch this.
No, I actually, for all the bashing we've done to Paul Wesley, I actually really like Chris Pine Skirk. It is Shatner without being Shatner. It's like a great straddle. So,
could you? Yeah, no, definitely.
anyways, I didn't think Dick Cheney would come up during our stream, but there you go.
Yeah, well done. Well done. No, yeah, that's the thing. Chris Pine has the theatricality. He's not copying Shatner's theatricality, but he has his own theatricality. Whereas Paul Wesley
copies the
is a
energy
CW
without
actor.
copying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you reckon Paul Wesley was ever considered for a CW show? Was he ever in one of those like Flash?
Oh,
shows or
he
something?
must have been on tons. Yeah.
Isn't that what he's from? I thought he was from some CW.
I think no, he was
style show
from
or
Vampire something. Let me.
Vampire
IMDb.
Diary or whatever.
Vampire.
Yeah,
Diary,
that's a
probably.
CW.
Oh, it was a CW show.
Although he was on 24. He plays Kim Bauer's husband or boyfriend.
Oh, he does.
so
he looks
I'll
so
give him-
old in that. It's ridiculous.
I'll give him credit for that.
Let me hang on. Let me look. He was.
I mean, yeah. So Venomous says I somehow expect Dave Bautista to show up in Star Trek Universe. We ask, if there's a Marvel actor that you want to cross over. Sure, I love Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista's great. He's great in Blade Runner 2049 or 46. Which year is it? I forget. But,
yeah.
We'll split the difference. 47.
Yeah.
Can he play anything other than a Klingon though? What could you see him as? Because he'd make a great Klingon.
Dude, actually, him instead of Eric Bana as the Romulan probably would have been better.
That would have been really good. Like,
Just
just a
he
furious
already
actor.
walks around shaved head. So
Overtime said he's probably already there, just moving too slowly to be seen. Literally see me.
I mean, it'd be nice to let him do a role without makeup, but he's kind of like a natural for an Orion or some other type of.
I wonder if they go left field and
makeup
just cast him
character.
as like an admiral or like a Starfleet captain somewhere. A rogue Starfleet captain would be quite a cool take.
the most muscular Starfleet captain
Literally,
of
they
all
have the
time,
like he
yeah.
can't even fit in the chair. It's ridiculous.
No, he's. You know who he is? He's Ston. He's the one that steals.
Oh, what a
to
chat!
bring away from
Can you imagine like
from Spock.
Ethan Peck's just staring
Although-
up at Batista, just going, "Oh shit."
He would look more like T'Pring's dad probably than
Yeah.
potential lover, but that would be fun.
Speaking of T'Pring's dad, if you haven't, I think sometime this week the Open Pike Night cast will be
Great segue.
Yeah, the Open Pike Night will be interviewing Savette, Paul. No, what's his name? Paul Benaya. They will be interviewing him on their show. So go check that podcast out when you get a chance. Hey, promoting our friends. Look
That's
at
a great name for a podcast, by the way.
Open Pike Night is the best. It is the best. I'm so
It's
glad
really
we
good.
didn't think of that first.
Dude, we should have gone to Women at Warp. I told you, but trick time. Whatever.
I want a scar from them.
Yeah.
Anyway, but wait, there's more. According to Deadline, so this is official news, Paramount has another Star Trek film running in development that's going to run parallel to the Kelvinverse stuff as well, and expands on the Star Trek universe like they all do. J.J. Abrams is producing, but Toby Haynes is directing, who you may know for his work on Andor. But they report that this is going to be an origin story that takes place decades before the 2009 movie. And in my head, I'm just like, hang on a minute. Which timeline is this in? Because, right, I'm going to get real nerdy right now. I'm going to get real timeline nerdy here. Because, so, the narrator turns up when the USS Kelvin, when Kirk is born. And that's the split, right? That's the split in the timelines, okay? So anything before that is Prime Universe. Everything after is Kelvin. So what's the story there? Like what origin are we telling that's decades before? Are they doing Kelvin Enterprise?
You're making the mistake of thinking they care about the
I
storyline or the
know.
timeline whatsoever.
I
So
know, but Shah, you muted.
It's interesting because you were just talking about how in the Kelvin universe Starfleet is much more militarized because after the incursion they were like, we got to get our ducks in a row and start making big bad warships to fight this possible incursion. So it's probably a storyline about the militarization of Starfleet and the push. It's sort of like a space race.
But they say decades
in
before
the future.
Like, I mean, this could be. I suppose you could
decades
be right.
Could
It could
be 2
be
decades.
Yeah, well,
2 decades.
All right, fine. But part of me is just thinking, are they going to do a relaunch of Enterprise? Are they going to do Captain Archer's first launch out? Could you imagine?
That might be a theme I'd be interested in exploring, but not right now in the ecosystem, because people are already saying it's getting too dark, and the Section 31 stuff is undoubtedly going to be that. Maybe the supposedly we're supposed to get comedy with the Academy one, so maybe that will kind of level things out, but just once, instead of saying expand the universe, I wish they'd come out and be like, no, we're going to right the wrongs from some of these old movies. We're going to retro stuff. We're going to fix stuff. So don't worry about it. And that would be, I'd be more interested.
Well, that's what I thought they were doing with Cybok. I was like, great, let's fix Cybok. Go for it, Strange New Worlds. And they were like, no, we got singing Klingons.
Why are they singing?
Now, I'm a prequel apologist. Like, I will say that, okay, Discovery's fine. I like that's where that's set. Strange New Worlds, brilliant. But I am now even starting to think that if they do another prequel in this kind of anomalous 22 to 2300s area, it's kind of getting a bit like you're focusing all in one area. I want them, like, and I'm getting to the point where, like, I want them to explore this. You've got freaking, like, 800 years between the end of Picard Season 3 and the start of Discovery. There's so much latitude there to do something original that's not hoofing off the back of something else. Like, I want new things. We haven't had anything new for a long time. Nothing that's wholly original. Probably even Prodigy is on the back of Voyager. Lower Decks is off the back of TNG and everything else. I mean, that references everything. Discovery is off the back of TOS. Strange New Worlds is off the back of Discovery. Like, I want them to just do something new. Come on.
I'm surprised they haven't dived into, because Roddenberry tried to do a spin-off Doctor Who ripoff. I'm surprised they haven't done a time ship series, sort of in that Braxton era.
You can go anywhere with that.
Of Star Trek. Right.
I was just going to say, I actually wouldn't mind Bruce McGill coming back. In some role, maybe not as Braxton, but he's a good actor. I like watching him.
Very high pants.
Don't laugh, dude. He's great.
No, I'm laughing because they should just have him like completely splintered, where like he's one version of him is good, one's like super evil. He's like just splintered across time because of Janeway's interference. It's just this.
There is absolutely scope in the Star Trek universe for them to have like Overtide says, USS Relativity or a time travel focused series that goes between the different, like 1 week they're in the TOS era, 1 week they're in the Next Generation, 1 week they're somewhere in the 27th century. Like, there's way of expanding the lore and still paying tribute to the Star Trek by having this, series that's just set on a time. Star Trek, yeah.
Star Trek, yeah.
Star Trek, yeah. It's like some kind of Star Trek. I'm not detecting any leak. All right. How about if I said the words AI William Shatner?
I think of NFTs when you say that.
Oh gosh, he has had NFTs out there. Like everything, William Shatner is shilling all the things he can. But the iconic Star Trek actor,
is he?
Yes.
All right. Don't listen, folks. This is just for you two. Is it going to start selling $400 shoes next?
There must be Shatner shoes. There must be Shatner shoes out there for sure. I'd be disappointed if there aren't. He's going to turn 93 this year. I mean, that's good innings. But he was asked in an interview with comicbook.com how he would feel about Star Trek production using an AI version of his James T. Kirk, and he explained, it's an interesting question. The strike was all about getting permission to do that. And if I'm alive, I don't want AI to do that. But if I'm dead, and they ask my family, and I'm going to advise them to say yes. So we have a strong chance of seeing AI William Shatner as Captain Kirk in the future. Paul Wesley is quaking in his boots right now because he'll be out of work for that. Like, could you imagine? What? Okay, here's the thing. If Strange New Worlds had happened like 3 years in the future, and as much as we don't want it to happen, it will one day. But Shatner has passed away. His rights has gone over, and they said, right, we can reproduce it, and they actually introduce an AI generated young Shatner as Paul Wesley in all those Strange New Worlds episodes. How would you feel?
I feel great. I would thought they might do a Mark Hamill Mandalorian
like a deep fake
thing with the Shatner to begin with, but they opted with the recast, which is but yeah, I'd be down for it in brief with brief usage, not like a full on ongoing recurring character.
Well, the technology is moving so fast. In 20 years, they'll be able to do everybody they want.
Go look at the Sora, OpenAI Sora stuff.
Right.
If you want to see some amazing text to video is crazy now.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them doing it, but I feel like people love what they know. Like they love the nostalgia kick, and they like, that's why we had, what was that movie with now I'm blanking, De Niro, where they face smooth
The Irishman.
tech. The Irishman, yeah. Like if we're gonna get that, then no thanks. But it also blocks. Like I learned about Babs in the last few years, and now in love with this man. So I don't want AI Shatner blocking an up and comer, like who I could be learning about and appreciating for decades to come. So yeah, sparingly do cameos and stuff, but I don't want like a full remake of TOS. So
right. And look, ultimately it comes down to the storytelling. If it serves the story, and it's a good story, then great. If it's just a gimmick, then leave it alone.
I mean,
go on. So here's one that Shy's generation may appreciate. But David McCallum, I think is his name, the guy that plays Ducky in NCIS, Dr. Mallard. He passed, a couple weeks ago? Or months ago, I guess, by now. But they already did his episode. So it was basically a clip show. I know how much you love clip shows. It was an acceptable clip show because it was a memorial clip show. And so, I kind of wanted like a Mark Harmon who's off the show for him to come back. Cameos that serve a purpose like that are great. So,
I mean, you
there's
look at
precedent
the new
for that.
Indiana Jones film as well. Like that was very much okay. Obviously, Harrison Ford was right there, but they used a lot of sort of AI and deepfake technology to make him look young. To good results. So you mentioned like the Irishman.
That
with
looked
De Niro.
good, actually.
Yeah, that looks really good. There's a good YouTube channel. I follow the Corridor Crew who do like best. They've got VFX artists that look at like they react to like modern cinema, and even they were like, yeah, no, this looks good and bad for sort of various reasons. But I think like how would you use an AI version of Shatner, like, because there's been areas where they've wanted Kirk to come back, like there was nearly the Kirk nearly turned up on Enterprise, like, or Shatner nearly turned up on Enterprise at one point, but I think it was money at the end of the day that stopped them. But if you were to put Shatner's Kirk in any iteration, it can be original or it can be Wrath of Khan, Monster Maroons, or even Nexus Kirk, like. What story would you explore with that potential? Like, what is there more to say about Kirk with Shatner's iteration that hasn't already been told?
I want him to be a holoprogram. Some young captain comes and consults him, and he teaches him about risk and being a maverick and doing whatever it takes to get the job done. And it could even be like a one-season arc where he's mentoring him throughout. But I think that could be compelling.
I think it's in this Section 31 movie where they have his bones and they've created an AI like biomechanical,
literally
sort of
animated
advisory. Yeah.
There was in Picard season 3, and when they went through the Section 31 archive, wasn't there? They saw the bones of Kirk, didn't they? And there was still a pulsing heart, and there was a little bit of a. I dread that. Like, I loved all the little cameos they did there, but as soon as they did like Kirk's alive, I was just like, oh, really? Can we just let?
He's not alive.
Die?
It's just. But look, his skeleton's literally right across the hall in the Section 31 vault from the Genesis torpedo. So just sprinkle a little bit of that proto matter dust on the skeleton. Let's get going.
And this is my thing. Like, I get franchises want to reinvigorate their nostalgia to the new generation so they can keep selling the old stuff. Like, that makes sense. But at a certain point, we just need to let it lie down. Just let it sit there and appreciate value on its own. Like, I feel like I've got a horrible feeling that in Discovery Season 5, this strange thing they're going to find is Paul Wesley's Kirk. And I kind of going to hate that. I don't know why. Well, I do know why.
They can't let go, though. Like, as much as I enjoyed Picard Season 3, Stewart should have just died at the end of Season 1 and give me Cristobal Rios and Seven and those characters. So.
Where was Rios? Where was Jurati? Where's Jurati's Borg? Like, holy shit, that's a cool point. But that's just...
See, Rio should be in this time traveling show that I'm pitching. I'm telling you.
Dude.
You know, next Brian Fuller. He'll start the project and go, actually, no, I'm going to leave it and let everyone take it over. One last bit of news. There was a recent charity event that happened for the Hollywood Food Coalition. It was Trek Talks, hosted by John Billingsley and Bonnie Gordon. Had a lot of interviews, a lot of stuff. Very recommend you go and check it out. Sorry, what?
I'm sorry, were you doing the Billingsley squawk at the...
No, I was not. I was trying to remember Bonnie Gordon's name. No. So the question was asked on the panel. There was a Voyager panel including McNeil, Robbie McNeil, Ethan Phillips, Tim Russ, Garrett Wang, Voyager writer Lisa Klink, and Tom Wright, who you might know as who played Tuvix. And they were asked the question about how they felt about the Tuvix dilemma. And we all had different opinions on it. Tim Russ said, what more specifically on how Janeway was implicated, because obviously the meme has now gone around that Janeway is a murderer because of this. Probably rightfully so, but who knows? We'll have that debate again on pros and cons, I'm sure. Tim Russ said the captain's responsibility is to her crew. That's what the captain's responsibility is, and she's the only one on the ship that can make that decision. Ethan Phillips was a bit more ambivalent. He said the event of the combination of the two was accidental. By executing Tuvix, she's not making up for a murder or anything like that. He has almost like it's a right to live because of the accident. I wouldn't know where to begin. And Garrett Wang also said something similar. But Robert Duncan McNeil said, I watched it today, and watching Janeway have to make this decision the way she has to do it in such a kind of cold manner, it felt like it hurt her character, I'll be honest, a little bit. I think she had her own way to earn her way back from the episode. How do you guys feel about... Like, we've spoken about this loads, but I feel it's such good fodder for discussion. Like, I love just having a conversation and go, yeah, but what about Tuvix? And then watching everyone melt down. Like,
all right, pull up in chat, folks. Let us know, was Janeway right to bring back Tuvok and Neelix?
Yeah, do it. We haven't had a poll for a while. I miss you on these streams.
So, look, it's a medical issue, right? Oh, do you have a strong point? I don't. Go ahead. If you
We'll go pros and cons, everybody.
Who is the person that said if Babs was the doctor? I think Idle, you said that.
Oh.
Would have just shoved him back in the transporter?
Oh yeah, just pushed him back in.
Press the big
button.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Shaq.
No, I mean very similar, right? Like this is like the equivalent of like a brain clot or an aneurysm changing the personality of a patient. Except it's just a more techno-babbly medical condition. And Janeway was the scalpel. Anyway, so
you're pro Janeway. You're definitely pro Janeway in this.
I'm completely pro Janeway. This is Tuvix, Neelix, and Tuvok both had a right to life. Or at least Tuvok had a right to life.
Wow. Dude, who's going to feed the crew if Neelix is gone? Come on.
And Neat.
Joe Carey.
All right, I'm gonna bring things full circle and once again plug our upcoming Twilight Zone series. A lot of those episodes, we just talk for 20, 30, sometimes 40 minutes about the questions that the episode poses, and forget to talk about the episode itself. And then at the end we go, "Oh, that's good sci-fi." This was a good sci-fi conceit, a good sci-fi episode. It doesn't matter what decision she makes. The point is that we're still talking about it decades later, and that is a good episode.
It's almost like Star Trek's trolley problem, isn't it? It's essentially like two life for one life. It is literally the definition of the leads and the many, or is it? It questions both of those two principles a little bit, and that's why I think people are talking about it. And I've watched it recently, and it is a good episode, but it is a thinker. It makes you wonder, but So I left this one till a little bit later, but Tuvix's actor, Mr. Wright, actually said, speaking as the character, every entity alive is hardwired to want to survive. So that's going to be Tuvix's default thinking, but myself as an actor, I saw that he had to go, probably because he didn't have a contract to stay on the show, but anyway, doesn't matter. There wasn't enough justification for losing two entities for the sake of one. People ask how I felt about it. The reason I had any feeling at all, because I absolutely love the character. I know both Ethan and I know Tim separately from the show, so to be able to have those two people back as back pocket resources with the creation of this character was, to me, invaluable. There's an artistic side of me that would really love to keep on playing that character forever and ever, but the practical side of the entire ball of wax dictates something different. I kind of love that we have had a guest star that's played this character that has actually kind of taken on that role and kind of knows the importance of his episode. Like, that's, I don't think he was really in anything else in Trek, but it's just kind of nice to know that he took Tuvix seriously and understood it for what it was.
Well, it's not like he can give any other answer though at this point. Like,
he has had like 20 years to think about it.
Why would you risk upsetting the fans? Just go with the safe. Yeah, I'm glad it happened. And
oh, I know, but it could be fun if you turn around and go, no, I should have had another 5 seasons and just let me be on. But yeah.
Frankly, I thought Tim Russ wasn't up to the job. His acting was substandard, and I could have done much, much better. By the way, autograph signing will be to your left over here after the panel. Thank you.
Could you imagine if, like, they'd actually just push Tuvix into the transporters? Like, well, we've had an anomaly. We can only separate 2, so we're going to separate Tuvok and Tuvix by Neelix.
They should have just done it more often. Like, whenever there's not enough power to beam 2 guys down to the planet, just Tuvix them first and then beam 1 through. And then they, you could solve all the episodes that way.
You can have all 3. Why not? Have your cake and have your Tuvix and eat it too. If that's the way. Well, that covers all our news for this edition of the Trek Time Trek Show. News.
You're using that so loosely these days.
There was news. There was Star Trek for news.
There's more news than Fox.
Yeah, exactly. At least this is... anything else?
Just because I brought up Cheney doesn't mean it's open season. Right?
It's on, baby. You brought up the sneakers too. Let's go.
Yeah, we're in politics now. Oh, guys, voters beware. Anything else Star Trek related you guys want to bring up? Shy, are you upcoming in any more Star Trek musical productions with Brent Black, or is
I can't talk about it.
That tells me all I need to know.
But no.
Okay.
But I can't talk about it.
For podcast viewers, listeners, was Janeway right? 100% of the respondents say yes, baby. King Solomon the shit out of that baby. That's what they say.
I must live. Wow. Lesson to be learned today on today's show was, well, fuck Tuvix. Anyway.
Look, gonorrhea wants to live too, but, knock that shit out with some penicillin.
Actually, I could see that being a Lower Deck storyline where it comes to life.
Well, they already had the Tuvix
exactly.
Lower Decks episode. Literally was...
Yeah.
No, what do they call it? 3 decks?
And it was awesome.
It was really... Well, most Lower Decks episodes are. I don't think
where everyone was being Tuvixed.
Yeah.
That was great.
Anyway, if you are watching us on stream, me and Otto are going to be streaming on Twitch tomorrow. We're going to be playing some Age of Empires co-op. Come join us for that. If you're watching us on YouTube, keep an eye on the channel. We've just had a new Star Trek launch for Captive Pursuit. Go check that out. Also, keep an eye out for our Twilight Zone episodes coming very soon. We've recorded 6 so far, 6 episodes. We've done that many, and we've got some more to come. You've got a nice list for us. And to be fair, as someone coming to the Twilight Zone from nothing, I'm having a whale of a time. This series is brilliant. Like, it's seriously good. Well, at least the episodes that you've picked for us are really good.
Yeah.
You've told us there's quite a few stinkers in there, but I've definitely given
one. Even the lesser episodes are still interesting exercises, right? It's there's no shades of gray in here.
Oh no! Oh no! Can't believe you've done this.
No, thank you very much.
Twilight Zone is the peak performance of sci-fi. So
it truly is the best of both worlds. All right, we've all had a pun. We've all had a pun. Get out your system. Anyway, we'll be back. As always, if you're interested, like, subscribe, check out the Discord, check out the podcast, all that kind of stuff. Check out the links below this channel. We've got some interesting stuff.
When we get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, Idle is going to do a hot tub stream. So subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. He's already bought the nipple pasties, folks. Don't make him return them, all right?
Now I'm thinking how I can do that. Anyway, no, we'll do this. We are actually looking to get 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel so we can actually start putting the advert money into our charity show, because we're planning to do another charity show this year, which, by the way, I think we've now got over $200 for as part of people who have subscribed and things like that. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do, and you will be helping charity, so please do that. Anyway, we will see you soon. We'll be back. Me and Stars will be back with, I believe we're doing Mass Effect next week, so please check us out for that. Live long and prosper, live long and proper, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ra!
The handle's Kate Columbo. That's a big 10-4.